Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. For today's video, we are just going to be going over my whole wrestling journey, I guess you could say, and starting from when I started to where I'm at currently right now. We can start from when I started wrestling. I was about 8. My parents put me in basketball like they would any other kid growing up, but then I heard about wrestling and told my dad about it. My dad actually wrestled in high school, but he didn't really tell me about wrestling, and he just kind of let me figure it out on my own. So when I was about 8, I told my dad I wanted to start wrestling, and my very first tournament ever was an open tournament, which is for kids like year 3 all the way up to whatever, if they've been wrestling for 3 years or whatever. Anyone can do it though, but it's mostly for people who've been wrestling for a little bit. My first tournament was not very hot at all. Didn't only I won a single match then, but from there I went to novice tournaments for first and second year wrestlers, and in those 2 years I did really good. I never lost a single match in a novice tournament. In youth wrestling, I'd probably put in 50 matches a year at 8 years old, and in those 2 years I never lost a single match in novice tournaments. And at the end of the year they have this thing called Rookie State, and it's just for first year wrestlers, and it was my first year, so I entered it and I ended up winning the whole thing. And behind me, I'll go grab it right here. It is broken now, but won this when I was 8. I had to buy it, but this medal says Rookie State on it, so ended up winning the whole thing. So I got this medal at the end of the year banquet. Like, our wrestling team has a big old banquet, and I ended up getting this trophy just for being like rookie of the year, like whatever you want to call it. If I don't have a picture like on my computer, if I can't get a picture on there when I'm editing this, here's a picture of me when I was 8. You can see my glare, but there's a picture of me when I was 8 or whatever, up at the very top, first place. And I'm not gonna go over every single year, but I started off wrestling really well. I did really good in the beginning of the years, and then from when I was 10 all the way to, let's go at 12, 9 to 12, I made it. I place at districts. I'd place top 5 at districts every year to go to regionals. But I have plenty of these medals because I made it out of districts every single year from 8 all the way to 12 or whatever. But I either always got 2nd or 3rd every single year at districts. But I get a medal like this every single year. My very last year of youth wrestling, the last age division is 14 and under. But at 13 years old, I was in 8th grade, so it would have been my last year before I got into high school. I made it to state for the very first time ever, and I got 4th at regionals that year. I got 2nd at districts, 4th at regionals, I believe, that year. So I finally got a regionals medal that's right here. Everything basically looks the same, but that's the regionals medal. I went to state. I went 2 and out, lost my very first 2 matches, so I didn't place or anything. And if I don't have a picture of what I looked like my last year of youth wrestling, here's a picture at state that year. I wrestled 14 and under 85 pounds, I believe, when I was 13. 14 under 80, 14 under 85. And that was my last year of youth wrestling. But my first year I was 8 and under 55. So in those amount of years I only put on 30 pounds. But freshman year, I only came in weighing about 88 pounds. My heaviest weigh in my freshman year was 88.8. And I think you had to weigh at least 85 to wrestle 106 as the smallest weight class where I live. And I had a winning record, just barely. I don't know what my record was, but it wasn't terrible. I had a winning record, but it wasn't great either. And I didn't make the state that year. I mean, people say, you can use it as an excuse saying I was a little too small, but it was harder wrestling people a lot heavier than I was. Sophomore year, wrestled 106 again. I was weighing about 105, eating whatever I want. Made it state that year. Went 2 and out, unfortunately. Junior year, cut down to 106 for the third year. And didn't have, like, going to districts. I was just like, oh, make it past districts, get to state, and then become a state qualifier. And that's what I was happy with that year. But somehow I got third at districts that year and was able to medal that year. I lost my first round, but then came back winning my 3 wrestle-back matches to get me in the placement rounds, and ended up getting 6th, and which surprised me a lot. So it was a big deal for me medaling my junior year, because that was nothing that had ever happened, or I never thought I could happen. So I have this big ol' thing out here, news article, my medals in there, my picture, right there. So I was not planning to place at state at all my junior year, so it came as a big surprise. And senior year, you know, I was just kind of like, maybe I got lucky my junior year coming out with a medal, and I bumped up a weight class. I went to 113. I started at 123, and I was not gonna get down to 106 that year, so I cut down to 13, and I ended up medaling again that year. Unfortunately, but the way the brackets turned out this year for our state tournament, the kid that got 4th at state this year, I beat twice throughout my whole senior season. But just the way like the brackets turned out, he was able to go to state, get on a different side of the bracket than I was, and ended up making it to the semifinals. And through the semifinals, you go straight to 3rd and 4th place if you lost in the semifinals this year, so which kind of sucks. So that kid ended up taking 4th at state, and I ended up taking 6th again, unfortunately. I mean, it's another medal, but it's not as high of a placement as I would have wanted. But you know, the whole bracket this year was a little messed up, but you know, it is what it is. And out of high school, I started doing freestyle my sophomore year. I did 1 tournament my sophomore year, and junior year got cut short because of COVID, so we didn't have a freestyle season. And then this year I went to freestyle state at 113, and I went there. I was only weighing about 116, so I was like, I might as well cut to 13. It's only 3 pounds. So I cut down to 113. Just made the cut to go down there. And there, I was gonna have 2 matches going into there when I got there. And unfortunately, when I got there, we were getting ready to start wrestling, and I looked at the brackets, and one kid ended up changing his weight to 120 because he wasn't going to make weight, and then the other one missed weight. So I didn't even have a single match, so got a little participation medal because I guess I won the whole thing. But you know, it is what it is. Since I got first there, I was able to go to junior nationals in Oklahoma this year, and I could have went to Fargo, but I decided on only going to junior nationals this year. Did not go well at all. I had to wrestle a bunch of Greco matches. I've never wrestled Greco, so I had to get used to that. And even freestyle, I still got my butt kicked. But I will show you a singlet, and this shirt is from Oklahoma, but I have 2. I'll just show you this one. Before Oklahoma, I decided on wrestling in college, and I'm going to be going to the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg, Missouri, and I'm going to be wrestling in college. We're going to see how that goes. I don't think I could let go of wrestling. You know, I enjoy it, I love it, love-hate relationship with it, you know, cutting weight and all that, but I don't think I can let go of wrestling yet. So I'm gonna be wrestling in college at the University of Central Missouri, and as of right now, that's as far as I am in the journey right now. So that's about all I got. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. See you guys in my next video. Peace out.